So from your book, this is exercise 33.4, question 3, page 566, 567. This is applying trigonometric ratios. You're given two sides, you have to find an angle. So here is the question. Right, so the question we're talking about here is this one. Always a right angle triangle, to be able to use either the theorem of Pythagoras or applying trigonometric ratios to figure out your missing angle. So, calculate to the nearest degree the value of the angle A. We need to find out the value of this angle A. So, what we always start off in these questions, three things to do. First of all, identify the hypotenuse, identify the opposite, and identify the adjacent. That's the one that's left over. So, number one, the hypotenuse is always the one that's across from the right angle or the longest side in a right angle triangle. So, across from the right angle or the longest side. The next thing we're dealing with is the opposite side. So what do we mean by the opposite side? We're looking for angle A. So the opposite side is going to be opposite that angle A. So this is our reference angle. The opposite side is going to be 4 there. So there is 4 for the opposite side. And then the one that's left over has absolutely no choice, is called the adjacent. Right? So that's again how you do your triangle. You label it. Hypotenuse always first, across from the right angle. Opposite side, what angle are you looking for, or what angle are you dealing with that's not the right angle? It's always the opposite side is always opposite that, and then the one that's left over is always called the adjacent. This is the one that has no choice. The first two, these two have no choice. So as I say there again, the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent. So once you've got it all labelled up then, right, what we're going to do then is write down our rhyme. Silly old Harry caught a herring trawling off Achill. Of course, you're not going to write that out in the exam. You learned that in class. But what you will do with it is you'll go, silly old Harry caught a herring trawling off Achill. Right? So there's our rhyme from left to right. Look at me reading it. Silly, the first letter S. Old, the first letter O. Harry, the first letter H. Caught, first letter C. Herring, first letter H. Trawling, first letter T. Off, the first letter O. Achill, the first letter A. Silly old Harry caught a herring trawling off Achill. Right, once we've got that done, now we look at our triangle again here and we say which side has absolutely no information. Hopefully you can see there that the hypotenuse has no information with it. So, because of that, you can see the hypotenuse in those two ratios that I've highlighted up there. Because we already have an unknown, if we use the hypotenuse, we'll have two unknowns. So we can't use the hypotenuse. That's bye-bye to both of those ratios. That's gone. So that's process of elimination. They are now gone. The ratio that's left over is the tan. Tan of the angle is equal to, O stands for the opposite, and A stands for the adjacent. You do not get marks for writing down this stuff. You do get marks for writing down that. So you must have that down. If you don't have it down now, you must put it down there. Tan of the angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Filling in now next. So, tan of the angle. The angle is A, so it's going to be tan of A, right, is equal to, the opposite side is 4 over the adjacent, which is 3. So, tan of A is equal to 4 over 3. Now, like everything in maths, every operation has an inverse operation, addition. The opposite is subtraction. The opposite of tan is tan inverse. You take the tan inverse there and you get, so you do that to one side, you must do it to the other. But basically we get A, and then we get the tan inverse of 4 over 3, which gives us 53.1301, and we give our answer. I'm going to give it correct to the nearest degree, which is 53 degrees.